David, I know you will have had a chance to watch Tuesday night's game like you do most Wednesdays. What did you sort of think of the game overall?
Yeah, anytime we've got matches, we'll always watch it back, myself, the staff. Obviously, players not been in the Wednesday, but we'll certainly go over stuff. And as similar to what Frankie said the other night, and I know that supporters will think they're saying the same stuff again, but it is the same stuff again. You know, the boys are working really hard, they're competing really well, and then they're creating so many opportunities and just obviously can't get the finishing touch to some of the play. I mean, I've got to credit them the other night, they were really good against Aldershot. I mean, we, for the first 20-30 minutes, we battered them. They never even, I think their first attempt was a kind of shank shot that went wide, and unfortunately the first one they had in target was the goal, which is deflected. So just watching back, you do got to watch the back game without emotion, because you do. I mean, I've got a lot of emotion during the game because you want the boys to do well. And it's frustrating, as I've openly said a number of times when I've been standing here, and I just feel I'm saying the same stuff, but I try to be quite honest when I reflect on stuff. And again, when I watched the game back yesterday, and then obviously we then went over it with the players again today, there was a lot of good stuff in there. It's just the fact that the most important thing, put the ball in the net, we just couldn't do. And unfortunately, a mistake has kind of shot us in the foot again, and we've obviously lost a goal. But looking at the game back, they were excellent at the start, particularly at the start of the game. And it's one of those ones when you're on top, you really want to score or get that first goal, because I think the game would be different. Not dissimilar to other games we've had recently, but unfortunately we just didn't get that goal. I think when we did it against Forest Green, we got the first goal and we can build in that. But there's, as I always said when I stand here, there's no guarantees in anything. You've got to really work hard to try and find that. And again, a lot of opportunities. Their keeper's made a few good saves, and unfortunately we then score. So my reflection on it is what I thought at the time. It was just very unfortunate, very frustrating. But again, the boys are giving everything they can.
I think that we can take a lot of sort of credit and confidence from the performances. I know in this kind of stage of the season you have to get a bit of luck. Is something that the performances, is that sort of crediting a bit of luck, and is that something that you hope will come in the last 6 games?
100%. Listen, people, you can't rely on luck, right? You've got to have a design, a plan, and that's what we do every week, to try and get out there and have some sort of idea how to win the game. And again, I can't fault the lads for trying to execute that. We created loads of chances, but unfortunately in football, luck comes, and what they always say is the harder you work, the more luck you get. But that ain't true at the moment, I can assure you, because we are working really hard. I can't fault the staff about the amount of effort and what they're putting in. We cover every single detail to try and find anything that we can obviously try and get those results that the players want, the staff want, the club want, and obviously what the supporters want. I think it'd be completely different if we were in a middle of the season and we're middle of the table. People would be lauding us for the performance the other night, because it was that good. But the problem is, because of where we are, and because we're now getting down to only 6 games to go, and because of the league position, people just look at results. And again, I get that people always just look at results, but when I look at the games that have been here, I try not to kid myself on. There's a lot of games that we should never have lost. We didn't deserve to lose them, but we did, because there's little things going against us, whether it be decisions from officials that I've been quite open about, whether it be mistakes from us, and then the other side of it is just not putting the ball in the net. And you just hope that one of these weeks that the chances we get that goal and we can build on it. It's always hard when you dominate a game for so long without scoring. You've always got susceptibility to concede. That's football. Happens at all different levels. But listen, we'll just keep doing it. We keep working. I say we worked really hard today. The lads again, against some in different loads because of the amount of games and travel they've had, the same as every manager will see up and down the country. So we just keep working, and we keep trying to look at things to try and improve them, to try and get good performances that gets good results, and hopefully by doing that, then those little bits of luck will go our way at some point.
On to York, obviously another high flying team coming to Mill Farm. What are you expecting from them?
Oh, they're a good team, to be fair. I mean, listen, they've invested a lot of money in players, but it's also all good to let you invest money in players, that they signed the boy Stones for a good bit of money. But in fairness to Adam, the manager there, you've still got to put a team together. I mean, there's big clubs in the Premier League that spend a lot of money and they don't get it right. So I've got to give him and his club an awful lot of credit in the fact that they've invested a lot of money, but they're sitting second in the league for a reason, because they're a good team. They've got a good way of playing. They've got obviously a good squad that you can see, because there's a few of them are injured, they've now come back. But no, listen, you've only got a lot of respect for them. Similar when Forest Green we played recently, like you've got to give a lot of respect for. There's a reason why teams are second, third in the league, and we've obviously had to play them recently, play York, we played Barnet as well before the end of the season. So it's like you've got to give them utmost respect. They've done really well to be in the position they're in, and it's just a game that we know is going to be very difficult.
Finally, I spoke to Frankie McAvoy at the end of Tuesday night's game, and he talked about the occasion, sold out away end, good atmosphere. Yeah. Just how much, are our fans going to play a part in Saturday's occasion, and just how much are you looking forward to it?
No, it's massive. Listen, managers and coaches, wherever they may be up and down the country, get asked these questions, right? And at times you think that they just say it for the sake of saying it, but I cannot stress enough. Again, the other night, the supporters were absolutely brilliant. They clapped. I seen them standing there at the end, been over to clap them. They realise that the players are working. They realise the players are fighting. They don't want to be in the position they're in. Let's not kid ourselves. And it's been a difficult season. They've been there most of the season. So it's like when you've got supporters like that just give that appreciation. Honestly, a couple of the lads going over there, that it generally means that much to them because they're so willing. They want to try and win. As I say, there's no divine right to win any games. So for Saturday, because we're going to need them more than ever because of where we are, but also if you think we've just went all the way to Yeovil, come all the way back up the road, all the way down to Aldershot, come all the way back up the road, and then we get hit with a 12:30 kick-off, it's like, okay, it's not the best design ever, but it's what we need to deal with. If you remember rightly, the Aldershot game had been cancelled early in the season, which was a joke because we went all the way down there. We had to wait till 1 o'clock and then we were told the game's off all the way back. It's a slog. Now, in fairness to these lads, to go all the way down there, to Yeovil, all the way back up, but also come back up, to then go out there again on Saturday, what you need is the supporters to really get behind them. And I must credit them. I said that recently, and I think they've been great with them at times. I think that particularly I've seen how many have travelled to these games. Fair play to them. It's a big journey. But in all they really want, I think all the time is make sure. Obviously you want to win, but as long as those players get out there and fight and they're working, which I think they're proving they're doing, we need the supporters to get behind and really try and push them to try and get points that we obviously need. And listen, a number of games deserve to have more points. I don't stand here and kid myself on. Anybody that says that, they'd be lying because they definitely have deserved more. They haven't got it. So we've got to keep fighting and keep trying to find points wherever that may be. Listen, I don't underestimate the fact York's going to be the biggest test because they're a good team. I watched them against Rochdale recently and they're very impressive, hence why they're scoring 4 goals and 3 goals and against good opposition. So from my point, to have the supporters with you is essential at any club, but at this moment in time where we are, I really encourage them, get behind the boys, really help them, because you do make a difference when you do.